Hello again, everyone. This is episode 17 of my Let's Play Grand Campaign War in the East. I'm playing as the Soviets. This is Gilmer, and I have figured out how to move factories. It pisses me off that I didn't know. It doesn't really piss me off that I didn't know, but I should have been able to figure it out, or I should have at least known that I needed to figure it out because I I really screwed up, and there's no way to make it better. I really didn't do a good job of knowing what I could and couldn't do, and I found out the hard way that I don't know as much as I think I know, and I mean, I kind of admitted I didn't know how to do everything, but still, it kind of pisses me off. As again, I don't really mean pisses me off because it's my fault, but it discourages me that I didn't know what I was doing so badly that I'm going to suffer. I am going to suffer for doing this because there's just no two ways about it. I didn't know what I was doing, and I probably lost some factories over it. I know a little bit more, and I've actually moved some factories. I've moved some factories from Leningrad, and as you can see, um, I moved a pretty big portion of the T50, and wow, it doesn't look anything like. I guess I know what it means. It means that once you move a factory like a T50 1941 factory, there's nothing left there. So if I were to move, 3 units of T50 1941, this whole line would disappear. And in its place, wherever I moved the city, whatever city I moved to, you would then see those 3 units, and those other 4 units are completely gone. You might be able to build them up. What does this T30 mean? But uh, you might be able to build them back up. It it it's a chance you're going to have to take. It does tell you in the book that to get the same capacity as you would have reached, you have to move 16 units of the KV1 1941. So that's what I moved. And as you can see, if I click F2, my rail cap is now 26,245 because I've used up a lot of cap just to get a lot of this out of here. But as you can see, there's still a lot here. Obviously you can't move the port, and the rail yard you can't move. Manpower moves on its own. I could move the heavy industry, and I could move the vehicle. Um, Heavy industry doesn't build back, but I think you can move it piecemeal. Uh, so I've really kind of screwed that up, to be quite honest. I've not done a good job on that at all, and that is kind of one of the pitfalls of playing blind. You think you know some of the stuff, and you don't know all of it. To be honest, when I first started this, I wasn't even thinking about the whole concept of moving factories. I know it was there in War in Russia, but I didn't even realize it was in this game. I almost thought it was probably automated, which was probably kind of a dumb thing to believe because this game, this simulation, or whatever you want to call it, it does not automate hardly anything. There's very little that is automated in this game. When the game is having you run units around to run units around to actually repair rail, then you know that that's a game that is not going to allow you just to expect something to be automated. It's not going to happen. So here we are. There's a 2, and that's a 2, and that's a 12. So I hope you can see what I'm kind of doing now. I'm kind of, these guys, let's put them both right there. You know, I guess I moved back from a very defensible area, and now they can move in and attack my other units. Actually, yeah, I think I will move them back. And I don't want to move a cavalry unit there, but that's another cavalry unit. I will move this infantry unit. And this one as well. Now let's have it as kind of a salient point, or a defensible point where we can these guys are just slowly going home. They can't, they're cut off, obviously. And these units over here are, I guess, almost ready. And as I said, I'm just going to saturate the land in between these units and Moscow. And I just got to make sure. The 61 movement points, I don't believe that. I don't necessarily know what that means. It's probably something else that I'm really horrible at. I wish they'd do something right there and just see if his, oh well, to hell with it. So anyway, I am going to, this guy seems to be just in the middle of nowhere, so I'm going to place him here. Move them back a little bit, move him forward. On train, on train. Now you're not. And we'll put them there. He's on the train. Now he's not. We'll put him there. So I'm going to just try to make this as difficult as possible for them to move through, and see if that helps me. And I'm just not going to get down about messing up the factory movement. It's just not going to happen. Now, as you can see, what I was doing as I was talking about factory movement and my discoveries there, I finally read the manual as closely as possible, and it told me how to do it. I had read the manual before, but I had skipped the last crucial portion of, once you click move on the screen, the pop-up disappears, and then you have a bunch of cities that are green. And I was thinking that you left-clicked it and you right-clicked it instead. So right-clicking is what moves them. And then it actually has a little pop-up, similar to the one that's on there right now, but it has a little pop-up that says factory moved. And that tells you that the factory is actually moved. But anyway, what I was doing while I was talking about that was I moved back behind this line, shortened my lines, because they were doing really well at defending this area, but I had these units kind of sneaking down here, and I had like a unit here and a unit here, and maybe a unit here and maybe a unit there. And I just didn't feel very comfortable with it like that at all. So I decided to move them all down here and create a barrier of fairly strong units. And let's see what they're and see their entrenchment level. I don't know if it's true in this game or not, but it looks like it is. If you move a unit into a hex that is occupied by another unit, their entrenchment value becomes the original entrenchment value of the unit already in the hex transfers over to the one coming in as well, and they're all entrenched at the same level, which is pretty nice for me because that means I have a power of 7 on my units, and they're all entrenched at looks like 2. So they're not entrenched real well, but this one down here is entrenched at a level of 3. So, and then down here, Leningrad is entrenched at a level of 4, and this little town of Kolpino, which is, I guess, what you would consider the outskirts of Leningrad, is at an entrenchment level of 3. So as you can see, shortening my lines has helped me out very well in the sense that I've got a more densely packed group of units that are better at defending a smaller area. So let's hope that works. Now this area right here, oh shit. HQ, HQ, HQ. I'm in deep shit right there, honestly. I didn't even realize that until I just looked at it just now. And I literally have no one in front of these guys. Shit. That is not good. Get off my damn screen. So I have put some units in front of these guys. Man, I really don't believe I've got enough units to hold out for any length of time. Excuse me. I really don't want to do this, but shit, I'm not in good shape up there at all. So anyway, down here. Oh, you bastard. See what he's done? He's come around and he's rolling up my flank. So that this guy... Oh, come on. He should be able to move. I've got this guy pocketed, but don't expect that to last long at all. But he had to be slowed down some way, somehow. And that might have done it a little bit. So that's what happens. Oh well. There's no way these guys can slow him down if he wants to go through there. Man, I just have to do what I have to do. That might help. He might have to do a deliberate attack there. Things aren't all as good as I was hoping they'd be, but what's he doing? Let's get him down here too. I gotta protect Odessa because I'm going to be moving some of its industry out next turn. I really don't have a shitload of rail to move industry. So, it's not like I would have been doing it a whole bunch, even if I had known what I was doing, because I don't have very much to move with. Of course, I have used up a lot of it moving troops back and forth, thinking it was replenishing up to 100K every damn time. If I'd have known that it wasn't doing what I was thinking it was doing, I would have went ahead and not moved so many troops around by rail. So that's another thing I kind of screwed up. Let's hope it pays off, even though it wasn't really what I was planning on doing. Oh, hey, look at these guys. Let's not... Shit, no, let's don't move them by rail. Let's just get them going. We could use them... Oh, look at this. These are all these new units. And, of course, they might have been sitting there for 3 turns for all I know. Well, we're going to get them... We're going to get them into the front lines as fast as possible. This is what happens when you don't know, where exactly your units are going to come in. See, look at that. That stack is beautiful. And then this guy. Bring them on. Bring them all. And then, are there any other units way over here that I'm missing? Yeah, a few. Gotta make sure we get these guys forward as fast as possible. Can't really use rail because I've used all my damn rail up. Why does the Soviet Union have to be so damn big? Which is, of course, ironic for me to say that, because that's part of the reason why they were able to defeat the Germans, was because it was so big. These are on trains. Not anymore. You see it's lagging a little now, but it's okay. Anybody else down here? Not really. Oh shit, here's some guys way down here at Magnitogorsk. And of course they're stuck in the middle of frickin' damn nowhere. Nobody. Oh, see? Really need to pay more attention, don't I? Some more at Chikalov. Come on, you can do it. So I wonder, what kind of towns are in here? What is this? It says it's clear. They got no towns. They got these towns. This must be like, it's right on the Caspian Sea. Surely there are more towns than this. Astrakhan, I've heard of it. I wonder what it's like over there. I'd love to go. Of course, there are plenty of other places I'd love to go first. So I bet it's real fun watching me move all these damn units up to the front. Sorry about that. I should have... Oh, this guy. Some more. At Chelyabinsk. I've heard of it. See, this little panel covers up some of them. Sverdlovsk. They named, I think, one of their ships after that city. One of a class of ships, actually. What the hell? So, this guy, they don't move through that heavily wooded area very well, do they? So, that's about it for moving troops. Oh, I see one more. It's all right. We've got plenty of time to get them over here. So, yeah, this episode's been running about 25 minutes. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it to a close. I'm ready, I think, to process another turn. There might be a couple of things that I want to tweak before I actually run a turn. But, you know, a couple other little units I want to move. So anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry I, screwed up moving my factories. It doesn't hurt you any, you're watching, but I really don't want to mislead people on how to do things. So I figured out how to do it, and I'm, happy I finally figured it out. And so then we can get on with the whole kicking the Huns back to Germany situation. So thanks again, and I will see you next time.